On Ethan Nwaneri, good updates for Arsenal. I told you in February how. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today, guys, we discuss Xabi Alonso, Real Madrid situation, Florian Wirtz, Ethan Nwaneri, also something to say on your questions on Nico Williams. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, welcome back here on the channel with many news, with many updates, with many stories to update and with something to say after receiving your questions. I wanted to start, guys, from Florian Wirtz, because I was here a few days ago telling you about Kevin De Bruyne leaving Manchester City, telling how Manchester City were already discussing internally some ideas, some potential targets to replace Kevin De Bruyne, and the dream target they have in mind is Florian Wirtz, who is a wonderful player, of course, so dream target because would be probably the perfect player in the idea of Manchester City to replace Kevin De Bruyne, but dream target also because it's not an easy story at all. And so let's explain a bit what I already told you, also my podcast here on the channel and everywhere in the last 3-4 days, but let's enter into details. So Florian Wirtz has a new contract proposal on the table since end of February from Bayer Leverkusen, and that proposal is still valid on the table. So Bayer Leverkusen are patiently confident to have an answer soon from Florian Wirtz. It's a new contract proposal with an important salary and with the release clause included. So basically, what Bayer Leverkusen are telling Florian Wirtz is stay with us for one more season, play the World Cup as a Bayer Leverkusen player in 1 year, of course with Germany, but having the opportunity to be the star, still the star of Bayer Leverkusen, and then in 2026 you will have a release clause in case you want to go to any other club. So you will have the owner of your own future. This is what Bayer Leverkusen are offering. Now it's up to Florian Wirtz whether to sign that contract or maybe say, no, I want to leave now. In that case, in case Wirtz decides to obviously stay, he signs the contract and game over. Otherwise, he has opportunities, of course. One is Manchester City, because Man City appreciate Wirtz, because Manchester City know his situation, Manchester City know people close to the player, his father is taking care of the situation, so Man City are following that Florian Wirtz story closely, because they see him, again, as a dream target, as they see him as the perfect player to replace Kevin De Bruyne. They also appreciate Gibbs White and Nottingham Forest. There are more players in the list, but Florian Wirtz would be perfect. And then, for Man City, it's not easy, also because there is Bayern. Bayern in Germany, obviously, we know the influence, we know the power, imagine a German player. And so Bayern internally at the highest level of Bayern, and when I say the highest level is those who really decide things internally at Bayern in the management, they believe that Florian Wirtz has to be a Bayern player. It means that they have to do everything in their power to make it happen. Then obviously it's up to the player, it's up to the negotiations with Bayer Leverkusen. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but Bayern will try with all their possible efforts, financially, technical project, to convince the player to stay. To sign for them. Whether it's this year or in 1 year, Bayern want to be there. Bayern want to recreate Wirtz, Musiala, the dream couple of the German national team, also in club with FC Bayern. So Bayern will be there, Bayern will try. Then guys, it's important to see what the player decides to do, but Wirtz will be one of the stories to follow for sure in the next weeks and months, depending on what happens on this contract extension with the release clause with Bayer Leverkusen. Many questions, guys, mentioning Bayer Leverkusen on Xabi Alonso. I maintain my position on that. One day, Xabi Alonso will be Real Madrid manager. Could be this summer, could be next summer. We will see what happens with Ancelotti. Of course, it's not an easy moment for Real Madrid after losing the game with Valencia in La Liga. Complicated situation now in La Liga table for Real Madrid, and then in Champions League with Arsenal there is the return game, so let's see what happens there. We know Real Madrid can do magic things, but after a 3-0 obviously the situation is quite difficult. But for sure the feeling of those internally at Real Madrid is that one day Xabi Alonso will be there. And remember, as I told you 1 year ago, if Xabi Alonso didn't join any club, Bayern or any other 1 year ago, is because Xabi Alonso knows that one day he will go to Real Madrid. So Xabi Alonso is now focused on Bayer Leverkusen, but he knows that Real Madrid have prepared a plan for him to be one day the coach. Then this day could be this summer, could be, based on what happens with Carlo Ancelotti. But for sure, the appreciation for Xabi Alonso remains there. Xabi Alonso, as I told you for Trent, 1, 2, 3 target and option at right back. Xabi Alonso is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 option as a manager. The favorite of Florentino Perez. He sees Xabi Alonso as an excellent coach, but also the style of Xabi Alonso is really appreciated. And so Xabi remains absolutely on the short list of Real Madrid as number 1, 2, and 3. So let's keep following the situation, but also let's respect Carlo Ancelotti, who still has the opportunity to change his personal story at Real Madrid after being a legend, absolutely, of the club and of the game. And then, guys, to answer some of your questions on Ethan Nwaneri, good updates for Arsenal. I told you in February how Arsenal were working on a new deal for Nwaneri and for Lewis Kelly, and that's still the case. So Arsenal are talking to the representatives of the players, no rush, because both of them want to stay, both of them are very happy at Arsenal. Arsenal are preparing these contracts. Now there is a new director, Andrea Berta, who is taking care of the process. So it's obvious it takes some time to have a new director, speak with the agents, speak with the players, prepare the pathway and everything. But absolutely total confidence to get the new contracts done. Arsenal are working on that. And so in one area, Lewis Kelly fully expected to sign. We will see when new contracts at Arsenal in the next weeks or months. We will see. But for sure, the direction is very clear. And these players are a perfect spot for Arsenal. What they're doing with their academy is absolutely impressive, and so that's the direction for the Gunners to keep their players. And then, guys, on Nico Williams, I'm receiving many questions because the appreciation from Arsenal is there since last year. Last summer, Arsenal, Barcelona, and also Chelsea, these three clubs tried to sign Nico Williams, but the player decided to stay at Athletic Club. One of the reasons why he decided to stay is obviously he loves the club, he loves the city, his family is there, so the relationship, the feeling between Nico and Athletic Club Bilbao is excellent, but also they have the Europa League final in Bilbao. Athletic played the Europa League final in Bilbao at San Mamés, and they hope to be there. So they could play, obviously, the Europa League final in Bilbao based on what happens with the games. So basically, what they feel at Athletic Club is that the player will not entertain any negotiation now. So forget about Nico Williams committing to any move now. Nico is going to be fully focused on Athletic, fully focused on Europa League, La Liga, and everything with Athletic Club. And then, closer to the end of the season, he will make a decision on his future. Then, his agents are obviously working for his future. They had contacts with Arsenal. They know about Chelsea interest. Let's see what Barcelona decide to do. But for Barcelona, everything is lower because of the financial fair play. Arsenal will sign a striker, but will also sign a winger. And Nico Williams is considered the perfect player by Mikel Arteta. But also Chelsea appreciate the player. So there are several clubs interested in Nico. It's going to be a big race. Arsenal will be there for sure, but not only them. But to convince the player and get the green light from the player, I don't think this will be the right moment when we will say, okay, Nico has decided he will go there. It's going to take time. They will need to respect the timing of the player. So let's follow the situation step by step. It's going to be for sure an interesting one for a wonderful player like Nico Williams. And so, guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories from Nico Williams, where should he go, and also Nwaneri, Xabi Alonso, Carlo Ancelotti, what's your feeling, and then Florian Wirtz, guys. What do you think? Man City, or maybe Bayer Leverkusen staying there, or maybe Bayern? What's your feeling, guys? Let me know here in comments, like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Ciao.